Hwa Sung Temporary Palace has 567 rooms and is in the form of a official goong, making it the largest temporary palace in Korea. Hwa Sung Temporary Palace was established at the east foot of Paldol-san Mountain after Sinuchi was built in 1789 Jungjo 13. The temporary palace means a place for a king to stay temporarily on the way to local governments during times of war, or for resort and Myeongwon worship. Hwa Sung Temporary Palace, in particular, was a palace where the King Jungjo visited to pay his respects. When it comes to the best part of the architecture along with Suwon Hwa Sung Fortress, Hwa Sung Temporary Palace is the one to be in. Imbued with beauty and majesty, Hwa Sung Temporary Palace is a detached, temporary palace which was used when the king was away from his palace. It also boasts size with 576 rooms that are the biggest in the country. The palace in the form of a real palace is partitioned into 567 sections and is the largest ever in the country. Hwa Sung Temporary Palace usually served its purpose as a government office. When the king was not visiting, Hwa Sung Temporary Palace also functioned as the local government office for the Suwon area. It lost its original shape, however, as it was used for all sorts of other purposes after the period of the Japanese imperial colonial administration. During the Joseon dynasty 1392–1910, temporary palaces were built in many parts of the country, including Namhan Sansung Fortress, where the royal family once took refuge during a war, and in Esan, where kings traveled to enjoy hot springs. Hwa Sung Temporary Palace was built by King Jungjo 1776–1800. In 1789, King Jungjo moved his father Crown Prince Sado's tomb from today's Hwaijeongdong, Seoul to Hwa Sung, and he needed a place to stay nearby when he visited to pay his respects. So, he had this temporary palace constructed. It was completed the following year, in 1790. When Suwon Hwa Sung Fortress was constructed from 1794 to 1796, the temporary palace was significantly expanded. King Jungjo planned to retire to this temporary palace after abdicating the throne, and it was therefore built in a grand scale similar to the palaces in the royal capital. It was thus the largest temporary palace in all of Joseon dynasty in Korea. In the early 20th century, all of the buildings, except Naknamhan and No-Rae Dang halls, were demolished to build a provincial hospital on the site.